Let's talk about it on Detroit Hot Radio. Conversation ranging from politics, relationships, sports, and of course, Detroit musical artists. If it's a hot topic, we talk about it. Now here's your host, T. Pablo.
Good evening. Welcome to Let's Talk About It. I'm your host, T. Pablo. We don't do character assassinations, and we don't do hate speech here. We tell the truth. If you don't like the truth, that's too bad. We'd like to start the show off with a subject matter. Tonight, we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about reparations, and we're going to talk about purpose. We're going to go into the reparations part of the conversation first, because this has been a conversation lately. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And to start that off, let me make a statement here. Justice requires not only the ceasing and desisting of injustice, but also requires either punishment or reparation for injuries and damages inflicted. Now, this marching about no justice, no peace, I've heard that ever since I was a kid, and we still don't have any justice or peace. Now, if you're not a racist Caucasian, I'm not talking about you. Justice is important because reparations is involved in justice. The reason for justice is not to eat at the counter or to living with Caucasians. That's not the reason for justice. The reason for justice is the redistribution of gains earned through the perpetration of injustice. People will do something to you unjustly, rob you, whatever, they must pay. That's the redistribution of gains. And the benefits of such rewards given to the perpetrators of injustice, we have been injustified, if there's a word, by slavery. Our ancestors were enslaved against their will. When we were freed barefooted with nothing, okay? The benefits of the slavers, even though slavery ended, the benefits of such rewards were given to the perpetrators of injustice and will continue to draw interest, to be reinvested, and to be passed on to their children, who will use their inherited advantages to continue to exploit the children of the victims, the descendants of the injustices of their ancestors. I heard a story told about a teacher who asked her students, which were mixed, white, black, whatever, how many of you would like to be treated the way African Americans are treated in America? Nobody raised their hand. So the question was repeated. I don't think you understand the question. How many of you would like to be treated like African descendants in this great country of ours? Still nobody raised their hand. Why? Because the interest drawn from the ownership of slavery has been reinvested and passed on to the children or the descendants of slavers, who will use their inherited advantages, they got economic advantages because of that, to continue to exploit the children of the victims of slavery. Why do I say this? Because you got you some Caucasian friends, wonderful. The day they decide that they can identify with you and will speak out for you heavily, we got to not treat African descendants like this in this country. When they come out like that, then they're not benefiting anymore. But as long as they're benefiting, they won't say a word because they have advantages. Who wants to lose their advantages? Who wants to be like African descendants with no advantages, to be like us when they can be like them with advantages? That's an oxymoron. I mean, I'm a fair guy, but I don't want to lose my advantages either, okay? Injustice and inequality will be maintained across the generations, as will their bad social, economic, and political outcomes. We have to make sure that this practice ends. The only thing that's significant to be gained is economic development. Nobody is willing to help African descendants start their own development program collectively for the whole group of descendants of enslaved Africans. No one, nobody, no politicians, no preachers, no athletes, nobody. As a result of this injustice and inequality, it will be maintained across generations, and the only way it'll be changed, we will change it. They don't want to be treated like us, so they will maintain it across generations and social, economic, and political outcomes. They don't want to change the program because that would give them a disadvantage. They don't want to do that. Well, Pablo, that sounds like you trying to say they're racist. If it walks like a duck, it smells like a duck, it's a duck, okay? I'm not calling it anything. I'm just telling the truth. Racist Caucasians are beasts. They are devils. And they have committed atrocious crimes of violating enslaved Africans' right to own their own lives. This is from Jump Street. This is the original original crime that reparations have to be paid for. This is not something you gloss over or act like it's, well, we ain't gonna never get it. This is no joke. This is nothing to play with. This is not comedy. This is not something you just brush to the side. Oh, it happened, Pablo, forget about it. Man, you talking about my grandmama and my granddaddy. Racist Caucasians do not use the rule of reason. People just always say, they'll see something on Facebook where the police is beating up a black lady, 5 of them are beat up a 25-year-old black lady. They're all 6'4" and 200 pounds. They're like, she's really whooping their ass, so it takes 5 of them. And then you got these house Negroes come up and say, why they treating that lady like that? That's not how they supposed to do their job. Racist Caucasians do not use the rule of reason, so why should you? They are degenerates that do not adhere to the principles of human nature. I'm just telling the truth, so why would you try to reason with what they're doing? It's wrong, it's bad, it's evil, it should not be done. There's no question about why. There's no question about how they're doing their job. It's all wrong and nasty and terrible, period. They are racist, nauseous creatures that constantly do injury to African descendant people with their racist, political, violent oppression and injustice. Now, if you're not a racist Caucasian, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about those that do exactly what I just said. African descendants who have received this oppression, injustice, and violence has the right to seek reparation from this racist Caucasian and the government that sanctioned it. Okay, and this ain't not going to keep going. This is not going to keep happening. And if we allow it to keep happening as men and women, we're not doing what we're supposed to do for being here. We were created to do some stuff and we're not doing it. It is justice for African descendants to seek recovery for the harm their enslaved ancestors has suffered and the economic and violent oppression that descendants continue to experience. Somebody got to pay for this. We're not your punching bags. We're not the killing field. We're not the people you just want to do what you want to do to, and the best we can do is pray to Jesus that it stop. Nonsense. I'm tired of hearing intellectuals and all these people that want to just keep talking about what the freaking problem is, but offer up no freaking solution. People say stuff on Facebook or on any social media. I jump in there. I just say, well, what's the solution? I get crickets. I don't hear any freaking thing. And they go right back to complaining and talking about what happened to us and why it happened and who did it and all that. We got that. How many times we got to hear that? We heard it from Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Sergeant of Truth, Frederick Douglass. We heard it from everybody. Okay, we don't want to keep hearing it. We ain't got no leader. Who's the leader? The leader will get the job done. Don't keep talking about it to get it done. So we don't have any leaders. Never had any. We had people that talk like they leaders. We had people that did stuff on their own behalf, and it looked like it was for everybody. I had a sister I've been knowing a long time. She's like my sister because me and her brother best friends. She's a Muslim, and I was talking about land and did it. Well, she was saying, well, down here in Georgia, the Muslims got all that. I said, that's for y'all. That's for Muslims. That's for the Nation of Islam. That ain't for everybody. They're not sharing that with us. I got to be a Muslim before I get some benefits. You're not going to work for me because I'm not a Muslim. You're not going to help me. I'm a descendant like you. Forget about the religion. Forget about it. Don't tell me what your pastor's doing and imam and all these people is doing. I don't care. If it's not helping us as a whole, it don't even count. It's just talk. It's just rhetoric. That's all it is. It's justice for African descendants to seek recovery for the harm their enslaved ancestors have suffered and the economic and violent oppression descendants continue to experience today. Again, this is not something you gloss over and act like, it's fairy tale. It's real. We're dying. We're suffering for real. It ain't no play. It's actually happening. You can't right the wrongs of the past by wrongdoing the people of the present. We don't want people be saying, I heard some Caucasians say, Pablo, I ain't had nothing to do with slavery. And why you want to hurt me? Who want to hurt you? I just need you to get out the way. Who want to hurt you? You're insignificant. It's not even about you unless you want to get in the game. It's not about you. We're not trying to wrong anybody. It's not about wronging anybody. We can't right the wrongs of the past by wronging people of the present. But if I kill somebody 2 years ago, they going to make me pay whenever they catch me. You hear me? They're not going to wrong me because I did something in the past. They're going to make me pay. That ain't wrong. So this government is who sanctioned slavery. This Constitution constitutional republic did it. They got it in their book that we are slaves and we not even a human being. It's in their book, and they haven't changed it. They just don't say it anymore. But there will be a day of reckoning, and it's closer than everybody think it is. I know that most African descendants are fast asleep. They're in a dream world of utopia, and they think everything is just so beautiful, and you having fun with the slave master's children, and they treating you like they little boy, and you having fun being treated like that. Enjoy yourself. As a matter of fact, you can do that for the rest of your life. Everybody don't want to do that. I got friends that I helped in their life doing what they do right now. And they will literally reach out to Caucasians before they reach out to me. Seriously. Our children are hard-hearted as a result of house Negro corruption. They are not upright people. They dress themselves on Sunday. They look like they're all into the Creator. They're into the image and the fruits and the pageantry. It's nothing. It does nothing. When I was growing up, I knew this one pimp who loved gospel music. You would have thought he was a preacher as much as he loved gospel music. But he was corrupt. And young guys, even like me, wanted to be like this guy, or the street hustler, or the number man. These guys went to church too, but they were corrupt. It isn't the young who corrupts the old. Rather, it's the other way around. They corrupt the young. The aim of African descendants should be to ensure that the young descendants grow up incorruptible. We should be able to have things in place that counters the corruptness. Don't listen to them. Don't hang around with them. Don't mess with them. They treat them just like the poison that they are. House Negroism is fake. You want that job. You want this, that. You want this from the white people. So you do whatever. You know, if you take one up the butt, you might even do that. And this happened. House Negroes, they corrupt our young. If you have a why to live, you can bear almost anyhow. These people don't have a why to live. They just want to have the image of doing well. It doesn't matter if they're really doing well. That could help generations do well. They just want to do well in the immediate. Like immediate gratification. So reparations is not going off the table. It's not going anywhere. Believe what I tell you. I hear a lot of people talk about, well, Pablo, we don't need, I lost a friend because I talked about reparations. I talked about the need and all that. And we lost our friendship. But it's true. We do need reparations. If we don't get them, it won't be because it's not right. And if we don't get them, each generation coming up is going to have that in the back of their mind. It don't bode well for this country until it addresses this. How much, whatever, that's debatable. That's negotiable. Let's have a meeting. Let's talk about it, but don't ignore it. I hear them say, well, I hear some people say the number says they should give us this amount of money. Well, maybe we can't get that amount of money, but what can we do? There are all kinds of ways reparations can be done. Land, cash, businesses. Why should we go to a bank that once owned slaves and borrow money? When my great-grandfather was your freaking collateral, but you want me to come in and borrow some money from you. We're stupid if we're willing to do that. When we put our foot down on all these kind of nonsensical fairy tale things that they throw at us, they laugh at us when we go in the bank and da-da-da-da-da. Then when we leave, as soon as we turn our back, they look at each other and grin and giggle under their breath. Then if you turn around real quick and look at them, they'll stop. Then when you turn back around, they start giggling again because they know you're insignificant to them. You means nothing. You walk in with your hat in your hand. Maybe you got your wife with you and little child with you. They think it's funny. Maybe you're there just to get a loan for a home. They give you a loan for the cheapest home you can find. When I say the cheapest, let me give you a statistic here. The average yearly income of Caucasians in America is $100,000. Now, how many African descendants make $100,000 on average? It just don't happen. And it won't happen until we create that income. So when you walk in to borrow money, there's two things you might get a loan for: a car and a house. And the house is going to be used by them. If their yearly income on average is $100,000, then you can imagine what their homes look like. Not only do they make the money, but they live in beautiful homes. So when you walk into the bank, they already know what home you can afford, and it won't be on the average of $100,000. Now, if you do have $100,000 going for you, okay, you know, I made that. I'm talking about average. Their average yearly income is $100,000. African descendants, if they make $30,000, they doing good. Maybe if they work for the big three, Chrysler, Ford, or General Motors, they might hit the $100,000 overtime and all that kind of stuff. But not all of us. That's not it. It is what it is.
Hi, Hi, this is Diane Hart. Be sure to catch my shows as we interview politicians and special guests on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on The Opening Statement, the Lit TV network on Roku. Also, watch Where Are They Now as I interview entertainers of yesterday and today at 7:30 p.m. Detroit Hot TV on Facebook. Thank you.
Let's talk about it on Detroit Hot Radio. Now here's your host, T. Pablo.
You're listening to Let's Talk About It. I'm your host, T. Pablo. We're going to go into purpose. We talked about reparations. Reparations is justified. It's a process of paying for crime. That's what reparations do, and pay for crime. Slavery was a crime. It wasn't a privilege or honor. It was a crime. Keep that in mind. African descendants' purpose in life is to be useful and develop economically for their children. If you're single, I don't care about all that. I ain't got no kids. Okay? But we're a fruitful people and we multiply. Keep that in mind. If you live on my street and you're single and you look like me, you got two options. Look out for my children or hurt my children. If you hurt my children, you're going to have a problem. So we might as well do this together. Since my children look like you, even if they're not your children, they look like they could be your children. I hope you can feel that. That's not really hard to feel. But African descendants' purpose in life is to be useful and develop economically for their children, for their family. We're men. That's what we're supposed to do. We're also supposed to honor our ancestors and be honorable. We come from an honorable people. People who were enslaved were not criminals. We're criminals now because we didn't adopt it and adapt it to Caucasian values or racist Caucasian values. We're dark-skinned Caucasians. We're evil and devilish just like they are now. We have no honor anymore. And that's your purpose in life, is to honor yourself, honor your ancestors, honor your children, honor your existence, honor the Creator, to be compassionate toward each other and have it make a difference so the world will know that we live and lived well in spite of the history of racism.
time to go back to your crib, babe. Hurry up and slam that door. The clock is ticking like 1, 2, and 3. can hug me from the front, you can hug me from the back. Make me grab my head, babe, I'm gonna have a heart attack. You can squeeze me from the right, you can squeeze me from the left. Make me grab my legs, babe, I'm running out of breath. You can hold me from the front, you can hold me from the back. Make me grab my legs, babe, I want it just like that. You can kiss me on the right, you can kiss me on the left. Make me grab my legs, baby, I'm running out of breath. You can do what you gotta do, so why you tripping? I can see you tripping, baby. You can do what you need to do, so why you illin'? I can see you illin', baby. You can do what you gotta do, baby. You can do what you need to do. But I knew something wasn't right. But since he paying my bills, I guess I'ma be alright. I know he's cheating, I know he cheat, but I don't really give a damn. No, I don't. I know he's cheating, I know he cheat, but I don't really give a damn. No, I don't. He came home late one night, ooh, smelling really sweet. He jumped in the shower, y'all, and jumped into the sheets. I rolled my back and turned, y'all, and went right off to sleep. Yeah, I really ain't got time for your lie. Well, I'm finna catch a sheep. Well, but I knew something wasn't right. But since he paying my bills, I guess I'ma be alright. I know he's cheating, I know he cheat, but I don't really give a damn. No, I don't. I know he's cheating, I know he cheat, but I don't really give a damn. No, I don't. I'm not gonna let him, I'm not gonna let him go, no. That's my man, and I love him for sure.
It's a new day for Detroit radio. It's internet radio. Make sure you're streaming in your car. Detroit's digital radio station for a new generation. DetroitHotRadio.com. Terrestrial radio can't do what we do because we are setting a new standard in Detroit. The best Detroit artists are here, along with all your national favorites. The most music 24/7 by all your local favorites, like Anita Baker, Michael Henderson, Kim,
So how did you find your way back in
and the Dramatics. If they're from Detroit, they're heard here. This is where Detroit turns for R&B from yesterday and today.
24-karat magic in the air.
Detroit Hot Radio.
Detroit Hot Television on the cutting edge of urban internet TV.